Kilo Michael 4 Sierra Echo Golf.
Kilo Mike 4 Sierra Echo Golf, Mike 0 Zulu Delta Zulu portable. Good morning to you. Name this end is Mike, Mexico, India, Kilo Echo. I'll give you a signal report on your return back to you.
Okay, QSL Mike, hey, thanks for picking us up. I just wanted to stop in and say good morning to you here. The name is Rich, Romeo India Charlie Hotel. And QTH is a little town here about 70 miles north of Tampa called Inverness, down here on the Gulf Coast of Florida. I was just listening to you and the gentleman up in Canada, and I send my condolences to our Canadian neighbors. As a former Northeasterner who grew up in the mountains of Pennsylvania, I do know what it's like to get snow and cold, but probably not to the degree our neighbors in Ontario do. Mike, you got a beautiful signal here, 5.9, 5.9 plus 10, 5.9 plus 20 at some times. I'll hand it back to you. Mike 0, Zulu Delta Zulu. This is Kilo Mike 4, Sierra Echo Golf.
QSL Rich, yes, no problem at all. You're also coming up to the 9. A little bit of QSB on there, dropping back occasionally, but fairly good solid signal, so no problems at all. Yeah, I must admit, I hear these minus numbers, and it's mind-boggling. It's certainly not good for us. We normally stay on the plus side. Occasionally drop down a little bit, but we don't get severe weather on the coast. We manage to stay away from it. And I'd imagine in your part of the world, you actually still have some warmth back to you.
Oh yeah, QSL Mike, it's currently 57 degrees Fahrenheit here. We're probably going to top out in the high 60s today, which some folks down here consider cool. And I think later in the week, around the New Year's, we're going to be highs in the 50s, which is pretty much our winter here. But yeah, very mild, but I can tell you one thing, the mosquitoes are still out and they're still biting. So even though we can still go outside and do things, you kind of have to take the good and the bad with living in the swamps here. By the way, Mike, I don't know if I've talked to you before, or maybe I worked a similar station in England to yours. Really fascinated by your setup here. It's really amazing. Exactly what kind of tower is that on the back that you have, and is that all motorized, or how do you in a 30-second spiel, how do you make that work? Back to you.
Yeah, QSO, it is just a standard tilt and telescopic lattice tower, so the same as any tilt and telescopic one you have at your home QTH, but rather than it being mounted into the ground, it's bolted to a trailer, and the trailer has some large outriggers. The only advantage of this particular model, it is actually made of aluminium, so it is lighter than a standard galvanized version. But we do see a number of the galvanized ones on trailers as well, so it's not uncommon. Our club has one, and I know several others locally that people have got. I think probably because we can't put antennas up, we get a lot of restrictions. We just have to find the best way we can. Back to you.
Yeah, QSO, Mike. It's really interesting, and I really love what you put up here on your QRZ page. I'm actually going to probably check it out once we wrap up the QSO here. And just so you know, I've been recording this QSO, so I hope that's okay by you, because I just I thought it'd be a good opportunity to record an interesting QSO, more so on your end, not my end. Just to maybe share that online or something, because I really think your mobile or portable operation is quite an inspiration, and I think it's a positive thing on many levels. Mike 0 Zulu Delta Zulu, this is KM4 SCG return.
Rich, no problem at all with recording. If you do upload it, I'd be grateful if you send me a link to it. So my email address is current on my QRZ page. I'd be very interested to hear it. I have my audio gets some compliments, but it's always nice to hear it for yourself. But I do use a cheap headset. I have a PC headset, which is maybe an equivalent of about $6 in the US. But I think the radio manages to make it sound reasonable. I use a Kenwood, so they're normally quite good with their audio. Back to you.
Yeah, QSL, Mike. I think your audio is fine. It's got some nice bass to it. nice and clear. What Kenwood are you using today?
It's the TS590SG. It's my first Kenwood. I'm normally a Yaesu person. I have an old Yaesu FT1000D, which is my pride and joy, but a bit heavy to keep taking out portable. I have an FT2000 as well, and an FT450D. So I've been Yaesu up until this purchase. Thank you.
Yeah, QSO. Well, yeah, I think you'll like it when you hear it. I'm surprised more of us don't do this type of thing on amateur radio. I don't know. Maybe we do. I see some of it on YouTube, but I don't know. Some of the YouTube videos, I get really bored real quick, but who knows? We'll see what people say about this one. Hi. But anyway, Mike, beautiful copy on you. Working conditions on this end is an IC746, the original 746 from the late 1990s. I got a Heil ICM microphone and a hex beam at about 14 meters, pointed pretty much towards your way. I'll hand it back to you one more time, Mike. Real quick, are you running any amplifier? I see you run 200 whiskeys, sometimes 400. Back to you.
Yeah, QSO, Rich, Kilo Mike 4, Sierra Echo Golf, Mike 0, Zulu Delta, Zulu, Portal returning. Yeah, I have a small amplifier. I've got it wound up today. I'm about 260 watts. It just gives a little bit of a small amplifier. I am battery powered, so as the voltage drops, somebody slows the power back in.
Okay, phenomenal. Well, on that last over, you were peaking 5.9 plus 20, which you'll see here on the vid once I get it uploaded. Well, anyway, I won't hold you up. I'm sure there's a lot of guys stateside and all points in between and around trying to get back to you. Hey, thanks for activating. Thanks for doing what you're doing. Oh, real quick before I go, being near the saltwater, do you like that? Is that a plus? Is that a noticeable benefit?
Certainly is for using a vertical. It's a big benefit with the vertical from the beach in the direction of the water. It transforms that by 10 dB, I think, if you're within one wavelength of the salt water. With the beam, possibly not. I think it's more the takeoff. I think because it's a flat, arable area, I do have salt water on three sides. I think it's more the fact that it's flat and it's clear. I'm at 17 meters, so I'm almost one wavelength off the ground with the beam. So I would imagine the interactive with the ground with the beam is very limited. So certainly with the vertical, huge difference, but not with the beam back in.
Yeah, QSO. I've heard a lot of positive reports on saltwater dipoles and saltwater verticals. There's a guy up on 40 meters who lives in Rhode Island that has some interesting studies around the saltwater dipole, and I've talked to some stations in the Caribbean that swear by them, and just really interesting stuff here using that conductivity and yeah, I could see it benefiting a vertical operation quite well. Well, anyway, Mike, I won't tie it up. Really nice QSO. Have a happy new year, and hopefully we catch you down the log. Mike 0 Zulu Delta Zulu. This is Kilo Mach 4 Sierra Echo Golf saying 7-3 from the Gulf Coast of Florida.
Yeah, QSO, Rich, well, many thanks, and yeah, just drop us a line if you when you get a chance to upload. That'd be interesting to see. But you also have a good new year and be a healthy one for you and your family. Many thanks, W3.
M0ZDZ, United 1 calling a Mike.